everybody. So welcome back to another video of electrostatics. So after the first few lectures, today we'll be talking about the method of charging which we are left with, and that method is known as induction. Okay. Now, if you've gone through the method of conduction, you might know that conduction was a particular method of charging in which there was an important factor required, and that important factor was a physical contact between the source and the object that you are charging, right? If there is no means of physical contact, then conduction would never take place. Same goes for friction. There should be a physical contact between the two objects. Now, induction is one of those methods in which there is no physical method between the source and the object. Okay, there is no physical method of charging between the source and the object, but still there is a way of generating charge in the object. Again, one of the very important point of difference that I would like you guys to know is that in conduction, okay, the conduction that you have learned in the previous lectures, in conduction you have seen that whenever you are charging the object acquires the same nature of the charge. If the source was having a positive charge, the object to acquire a positive charge. If the source was having a negative charge, the object to acquire a negative charge. So the charges acquired by the object was of the like nature. Now, in this case, when we'll be learning about induction, we'll be seeing a difference in that particular factor. Okay, so induction is basically a theoretical method. There is no as such numerical emphasis of this particular method. So whenever you are learning about the method of induction, I would probably suggest you to go through the theoretical topics for this particular chapter, and you make your concept stronger eventually. Okay, so let's start about the method. So here I've drawn three things. Okay, suppose let me take this as a rod, a conducting rod, and by means of conduction or by means of friction we'll be generating some charge here. Okay, this rod would act as a source. This rod would act as a source, and via this rod we are going to charge this particular conductor. But I'll also let you know why there is another conductor by the side. But our main intention is to charge this conductor via this rod, and there is no physical contact between them. There would be no physical contact throughout the whole experiment. Okay, now we'll try to understand this method step by step. So first of all, let me just assume that this rod, which is a source in this particular case, we'll take this rod and we'll consider the rod to have, suppose, positive charge. Okay, by friction or by conduction, by any kind of method, we have made it so that this rod acquires a positive charge. Now we'll be trying to generate charges in the conductors A and B. So let's see how we do that. Now, when these conductors are not having any charge, what do we call them? These are neutral bodies, right? What do you mean by neutral bodies? We've already gone through that topic. These are bodies which are having equal number of protons and equal number of neutrons. As a whole, their charge is zero, hence these are neutral bodies. Okay, now what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to take this rod, the positively charged rod, and we are going to hold it fixed in front of conductor A. Okay, we are not going to touch it. Mind it, we are not touching it. We are just taking the rod very much near to this particular conductor. Okay, now the rod being positively charged, what he is going to do is, he is going to polarize this conductor. We are also going to talk about polarization in the later part of the chapters, but right now you try to understand what's the fact going around here. So when you get the positive charge very much near to the conductor, this conductor is not devoid of any charges. It is having equal number of positive and negative charge. So because of this positive charge being on one side, all of the negative charges of this particular conductor will get bounded to this side of the conductor. Okay, I hope that's clear. And since the negative side charges get bounded on this side, where would the positive go? The positive would lie on the other side of the conductor. So you can say the positive charge would lie on this side of the conductor. Okay, we are not letting this source and the object touch, but we are generating a polarizing situation in which the negative charges get attracted to this side and the positive charges get attracted to the further side. Now, the conductor B is still in its position, just like such. Okay, so this is situation, you can say this is situation 1, this is situation 2, now we are going for situation 3. Now what we are going to do is, now we are going to taking that rod in the same place, the positively charged rod, now we are going to get the conductor B very much near to conductor A, and you check out what would happen. This is conductor B here, this is conductor A here. Now because of this rod being very much near to A, the charges would still get bounded, just like we studied in the other step, in step 2. Now, getting B very much nearer to A, even B would start getting polarized now. Now what will happen is, because of these positive charges being bounded on this side of the conductor, this conductor is going to attract the negative charges of this particular conductor on this particular side. I hope that's clear. The same fact of polarization that went in this particular scenario, it's the same thing that's happening with B right now. Okay, because of the polarizing fact, the negative charges get bounded on the left hand side of the conductor and the positive charge get bounded on the right hand side of the conductor. Okay, so that is situation 2. Oh, sorry, that is situation 3. Okay, now we'll be going for the next situation. What will happen now? Try to put your emphasis in this particular step. Now, in this particular step, keeping the rod very much in its position and keeping conductor A as well in its own position, we are going to let conductor B touch conductor A momentarily. Okay, we are going to let conductor B touch conductor A momentarily. Now, when they touch each other, there will be transfer of charges, obviously by conduction, as you can know. So, what will happen in this scenario is this. Try to understand this carefully. Because of the positive nature and the negative nature being bounded side by side for conductor A and B, the positive charges of conductor A is going to neutralize the negative charges, because the positive and negative, they bound together when we touch them, right? So this positive charge is going to neutralize the negative charge of this particular conductor, okay? And hence the total charge in this particular zone of region would turn out 0 because of that neutralizing fact. Okay, now once the charges get neutralized, you can also take it as an example where we will take A and B to be of the same kind of conductors. They are completely identical, hence all of the positive charges can get neutralized by all of the negative charges of conductor B. Now once they get neutralized, let's go for the next situation. In the next situation, now what we will do is, keeping the rod in its position, in the same position that it was, now this is conductor A. All of the positive charges of conductor A gets neutralized because of the negative charges of B. Hence, conductor A would now only have negative charges bounded on this side, and conductor B, once the neutralization process gets over, will just separate conductor B from conductor A, and conductor B would somewhere be here. Okay. Now, since the negative charges of conductor A gets neutralized, only charge that will be left in B would be positive charge. Are you getting the point? And now you can just separate B out, and slowly we are also going to take the rod out. So in the last situation, you can see that this rod being here, we have now separated the rod. This is conductor A here and this is conductor B here. So A would only be left with negative charges now, and B would only be left with positive charges now. So this is a method of charging in which we never let conductor A touch the source, right? So you can also take conductor B to be a secondary object here, but the primary object has no physical contact with the source. And also mindly try to see the nature of the charge acquired by the two objects. Since the source was a positive nature, the first primary object will get a negative charge, and again the next secondary object will acquire the opposite charge, positive charge. So if you go on to carry this experiment in a chain basis, so all of the objects will get alternate positive, alternate negative charges. So this is the method which we call as induction. This is the third method that you need to know for your end.